Welcome back to Bow News Network. We're actually working on our latest weather report for you, our subscribers here at Bow News Network, and we're taking a closer look at some risk of severe thunderstorms in the region of the Central High Plains as well as South Plains. We're primarily taking a closer look at the Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas border. So if we actually take a closer look at what's actually happening here, we can actually see that there's several alerts for the region of Texas, Denver, Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, Lubbock, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana. We can actually see from the zones here that we anticipate hail and strong wind gusts are possible for those regions in the southeast New Mexico, west Texas, also in the region of most of Louisiana going into Arkansas and East Texas. We do see severe weather alerts for the region of Central Florida to South Florida, and we're actually dealing with quite a bit of hail in the region of New Mexico. Here are just some of the images from some of the extreme hail that we were experiencing going into just 24 hours ago. Severe hailstorms pretty much throughout New Mexico into central Texas also. But this pretty much quarter-inch to half-inch size hail that was coming down in the region. So we are taking a closer look at severe weather conditions in the region going forward. Going forward, we can actually take a closer look at some of the situation with the weather. We see severe weather across the area of northern Arkansas, Louisiana, eastern Texas. As you can see, the weather is pretty severe to the east of the I-35 corridor in Texas. So we're actually taking a closer look based on our precipitation model here, not only at the region for East Texas, but also Louisiana as well as Arkansas and also into Missouri. Some of the really alarming temperatures across the country are really taking quite a few residents by storm, especially in the region of Phoenix, Arizona, as well as Nevada. We anticipate that for a max towards the middle of Wednesday, Thursday, temperatures will be reaching in the region of 103, 104 in the region of Phoenix as well as Las Vegas. Las Vegas is actually on a severe heat alert for possibly 105 to 107 on Wednesday and Thursday. But if we take a closer look at the rest of the nation, we can actually see that temperatures for Miami are 82 degrees max. We also see for Dallas 79 degrees max. Los Angeles in the mid 70s, San Francisco in the mid 60s. For residents of Portland and the Northwest, they are actually going to be in that heat dome. We anticipate for Portland, Oregon, a maximum temperature of 96 degrees. Denver will be 69 degrees, and New York City is about 76 degrees. But these are the max temperatures that we anticipate going into the latter part of Tuesday, going into Wednesday, as we take a closer look at the country. And just taking a look at some of the temperature anomalies, we can actually see the severity of what's actually happening. We see the kind of a small below average temperature anomaly within the continental United States and the plain states, in the area of Oklahoma, Nebraska, as well as Kansas, 1 or 2 degrees below normal. A little bit more so in the region of the Texas Panhandle and Georgia, South Carolina, as well as North Carolina. But if we take a closer look at out west, temperatures are scraping in the region of 100 or higher, and that's going all the way across up to Portland, Oregon, as well as Washington, the state of Washington. So we are seeing that zone is kind of atypical with a drought monitor, where the western part of the United States, including the southwest states such as Phoenix, as well as New Mexico, as well as Las Vegas, Nevada area, they're going to be suffering from extreme heat, and with that, it's going to increase the likelihood of wildfire risk in the region. Just severe drought monitor all across the Southwest, primarily in states such as New Mexico and also Phoenix. And let's not forget some of even the northern states too, like North Dakota, South Dakota, are on the drought monitor simply because even though temperatures were pretty low for the winter, they didn't receive as much precipitation as well as snowfall as they normally do. So they are also part of the drought monitor. But pretty much the northwest as well as going into the southwest is on a drought. And as far as the dew points are concerned, we see it pretty much lines up with the dryness. We can see out west it's relatively dry, and then the states that have been experiencing severe thunderstorm activity, severe tornado threats, hail, high gusting winds with also very, very high precipitable water table, just saturated ground all across East Texas, going into Louisiana, Arizona, as well as Mississippi, and also going into the lower Mississippi Valley as well as the Ohio Valley. We see dew points here in the mid 60s and upper 70s, and this very, very saturated region. We can even see along the region of the border between Texas and Louisiana in the mid 70s. So that area is going to receive a little bit more rainfall, actually going into the next 24 to 48 hours. One thing to mention also is that if we take a closer look at also the weather in Florida, here's just a little radar from the Doppler for showers in the region of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, also West Palm Beach, Boynton Beach. That was occurring during the day today, and we anticipate that will be a lot more scattered showers actually taking place going into the rest of the week. We also saw a tornado. Funnel cloud actually, a water spout actually touching down just off the coast near Palm Bay, Melbourne region. So definitely the conditions are there for extreme weather. Very, very turbulent thunderstorms off the coast. We can actually see them in the Bahamas region, heading over a few powerful cells heading over into the West Palm Beach area. But as far as central Florida to South Florida, we do anticipate that there's going to be additional thunderstorms going into the next 24 hours, and that will bring a little bit more precipitation to residents in the central Florida region also. One thing we wanted to really make a note of also is that hurricane season is upon us. So now we have some of the storm names that we anticipate using going into this new hurricane season that started on June 1st. And here we have a few of the names: Anna and Bill, Claudette, Danny, Elsa, Fred, Grace, just to name a few. And they are anticipating at least 21 named storms. Now, they're going to be trying a new naming system in the event that we actually go through all of these initial names for tropical cyclones for our hurricane season. So there's also a supplemental list, names that we've probably never seen before, but they're going to be using them should they run out. Normally they use the Greek alphabet naming system, but they're going to be using this supplemental name for tropical cyclones in the region of the Atlantic Basin: Adria, Braylon, Caridad, Deshaun, Emery, Foster. So we do have the National Weather Service is anticipating a pretty busy hurricane season. So with that said, they are well prepared for all the different names that are going to be possible, but this is actually going to be the initial starting point for names going forward. So once we do see that tropical storms and depressions are forming, we'll eventually start to make our way through this entire list going forward for our hurricane season. But with that said, we can actually see just from the temperatures alone, max temperatures, the sea surface temperatures off the Gulf of Mexico are in that zone of 80 degrees or higher, which spells it's going to be spelling pretty much fuel for any kind of severe cyclonic events or cyclonic weather that might be developing. Keep in mind, if you remember from the previous hurricane season, we did have Hurricane Eta and Iota that made their way through the region of through Central America, pretty much touching down almost in an identical spot in the region of Central America. And of course, the fuel for many of these severe storms that may eventually be pulled into the region of the Florida Panhandle, Louisiana, Texas, will be the sea surface temperatures that are pretty alarming. They're already in the 80s, and we anticipate that they will continue to warm up as we approach the beginning of the summer, towards the end of June, and it goes through to the end of September. So we anticipate that there will be some significant hurricane activity, and these are the names that we're going to be looking at going into the hurricane season starting June 1st. Of course, we are all prepared to bring you the latest information in regards to what's going to be happening with the storms going forward. And as always, please remember to subscribe to Bow News Network for the latest information about storms. And as always remember to bow to the weather. And we do appreciate all of our subscribers. And going forward, just to keep you abreast as far as what to anticipate going into tomorrow, these are some of the areas that we anticipate that will be receiving additional thunderstorm activity. Residents of East Texas, Louisiana, southern Arkansas. Most of the storm cells will be short and disorganized, some gusting winds and possible hail in the region of possibly southeast New Mexico, East Texas, primarily most of Louisiana, Arkansas, as well as South Missouri. So we just wanted to thank you for tuning in to Bow News Network. We will continue to monitor the weather, any kind of extreme weather. We will continue to bring updates to you as always. And we do wish you all the best and have a great evening. And always remember to bow to the weather. And thank you so much. Have a great day.